Welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And the long offseason continues for our beloved New Jersey Devils. People waiting on the latest rumors, news. Are we getting anybody else? Is Fitzy done for the offseason? What's going to happen with Palat? What's going to happen with Dougie? Are we trying to get a top six winger? Is there a third line center in our future? This morning on Elliotte Friedman's 32 Thoughts podcast, we got a little more insight as to maybe where the Devils are thinking and what they're looking to do in this offseason. And he had some things to say about Dougie Hamilton that kind of sent the internet ablaze. Take a listen.
To me, the next biggest question for the Devils is Dougie Hamilton. He went from a full no move clause to a partial no trade. I'm just curious here to see what happens. They paid him his bonus on July 1st. I don't have a great feel for it in terms of percentage chances that anything occurs with him, but I know that his name was kind of out there a little bit, and I'd heard they've been talking to a couple of teams. So we'll see where that goes.
Lots of people heard this and began kind of speculating and running wild with it. And in the end, it is very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed that the New Jersey Devils have, in fact, been talking to a couple of teams regarding Dougie Hamilton. Now, before I get into the rest of this here, I have defended Dougie for quite a long time against many of you. I certainly do not understand a lot of the hate that Dougie gets from some of our fans. I understand he makes a lot of money. In the end, he is a very valuable piece to this Devils club, and I think people just, I don't know what it is. They just don't realize what he brings. They just don't understand. I do believe the team will, in fact, miss him when he moves on, whether that's this summer, next summer, whatever it is. The team will feel his absence. The guy is a beast, brings tons of offense from the blue line, has a big body, doesn't necessarily use it as physically to crush people as a lot of people want to see, but size does matter, especially on the blue line. Dougie brings the offense, good hockey IQ, power play one quarterback. I love Dougie. And I don't think it is quite time to trade him yet. Now, a lot of people disagree, and everyone just thinks it's so easy, like, oh, trade out Dougie, Luke's ready, and all these things. I do think it is a little short-sighted because I really question, can Lukehughes and simonnemec pick up the slack that's left when Dougie leaves? It is a big question to kind of figure out for the New Jersey Devils, but a lot of people have been talking about, oh, just trade Dougie towards a top six forward and do this and do that. And I get it all. It is tempting, again, with that $9 million. But my fear is that the blue line really will take a massive hit when he's gone. We saw it during the 23-24 season when he went down with injury. The team just kind of fell apart. The obvious defensive holes. Defense was very sloppy. The goaltending wasn't great, and the team just kind of sank. Now, I do think that the defense as currently constructed, especially with the goalies we have now, are in a way better position to withstand Dougie leaving, but I still think it is a calculated gamble or risk if the Devils do move Dougie because, again, you're relying on young kids to pick up those minutes, pick up that slack, and pick up those responsibilities. Do I think Lukehughes can fill in admirably as the power play one quarterback? Absolutely. Absolutely. But throughout the course of a game, without Dougie there eating those minutes and doing what he does, how is the defense overall going to look? Now, again, I am not opposed to trading Dougie. I'm not saying don't trade him at all costs. But for some of the things I've seen said and written about him, I think it's unfair. And I do think Dougie has been a valuable piece of this team. And I understand the injury questions, and I understand all of it. And I understand why people's brains immediately just like, get rid of him, do this and do that. And a lot of it, I think, really has to do with the $9 million. But it is a calculated gamble. Moving on from Dougie will present some short-term problems at a minimum. And can the kids pick up the slack? Maybe they can. I'd be very curious to know what these conversations were in terms of trade packages for Dougie. I know a lot of people would like to see him kind of cashed in to bring in some offensive help, whether that's a third-line center, a top six winger, whatever it is. But this could be a classic case of kind of addressing one need and kind of creating a hole. And that's kind of where I feel now. Could it work out beautifully and Nemec and Luke are amazing and we don't skip a beat without Dougie? That certainly is a possibility. It's certainly a possibility, and if Dougie does get traded, I hope that's exactly what happens. But in the end, it really is creating at least a little bit of a hole and then we're hoping and wishing that it doesn't come back to bite us. I think we're already hoping and wishing on a lot heading into next season, assuming nothing else of significance happens. Obviously, still a lot of summer to go. I'm not that optimistic based on the Fitz press conference, and I hope I'm wrong. I've said a million times I would love nothing more than to be wrong about all of this. But if Dougie is in fact moved for forward help, that is creating a little bit of a hole on the back end, and it really might pose a problem. And we're already hoping and wishing on a bunch of guys that should be bottom six players filling in on the top six, as it seems today. As it stands today with the team, you're going to have some guys that should be bottom six guys playing in top six. I mean, that's just the reality. Whether it's Dodonov, who we just signed, Connor Brown, Fitz has talked about how he's very high on Gritsuk. These are all ifs and hopes. I hope all these things work out, but we already have a long line of hopes, and to add another hope onto the list, which would be the defense doesn't miss Dougie terribly. It's a lot of things you're counting on going in your favor for the team to be successful. And by successful, I'm not talking about making the playoffs. Many of you know that. Making the playoffs for me is not a success. It's just not. I'm a longtime fan. I saw excellence from the franchise. I saw Stanley Cups. And I guess a lot of the newer fans, your bar for a successful season is much lower, and that's okay. But longtime fans want to see excellence. They want to see winning tradition. They want to see winning mentality. And they want to see the team go far in the playoffs, not just making it. Making the playoffs alone is nothing to be super excited or proud about. It's just not. It's just not. Half the teams in the league make the playoffs. So if that's the bar, congratulations. We can make the playoffs, most years and maybe win a round or two. But if this team is truly looking to turn the corner, I would like to see some improvements. It's just too many hopes and wishes for me. Hoping that guys perform in the top six, hoping that the defense doesn't miss Dougie if we trade him away. And I'm still firmly on Team Dougie. I don't want to see Dougie traded. I wish this team could be improved through other means. Now, obviously, that could be Palat. That could be kind of trimming some of the fat on the roster elsewhere, whether you're looking at a guy like Nico Dawes, who inevitably seems like he should be traded, given that he's on a one-way deal. And Jake Allen's been brought back, so it seems like he's a guy that could be traded that's a little under $1 million. And there's a couple other guys that kind of float around in that category that could save some money here and there. But in terms of significant salary, it seems like Dougie and Palat obviously are the only ones. And we haven't heard anything about Palat. And so I'd have to believe that Fitz probably is working on that in the background. Maybe it's become a little more challenging than he thought. But the Dougie rumors are out there now, and it's at least a couple teams. And I'm sure now that that's kind of out there in the world, maybe some other teams will get involved as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we see another defenseman kind of involved in a deal like that. The defense is deep, but it's a lot of young kids. And again, you guys know I am super scared about playing a lot of rookies, especially on the blue line. That's an area where you really want the experience, and to have multiple young kids, it could be a recipe for disaster. Now, again, it obviously could not be. And Nemitz might take tremendous strides forward and be amazing, and Luke could continue to get better as I expect. But there is a chance that that doesn't happen right away, and it could be a misstep. And so I just hope that if, in fact, Dougie is moved, that it doesn't come back to bite us, because I would like to keep him for at least another year. I really think he does bring a lot. I know a lot of you firmly disagree. Some of you do agree with me. And this is kind of a very polarizing subject, I think, amongst the fans. I see people on both sides of it. And I understand why the people that are like, just trade him, I get it. But you are kind of opening up at least another little hole if you do that. And so it'll be very interesting to see how this all plays out. I don't think the Devils are going to look to trade him just for the sake of trading him. I think that would be a mistake. Now, if the right deal is on the table and they could get something that helps the team in return for him, then it's something they're obviously going to consider and really look at, and we very well may see something happen. But I don't want to trade him just as a salary dump kind of move just to get rid of him. I think that would be absurd. Mainly because I think he obviously still has value to this team, and he should have value to other teams as well, especially in the new cap era. With all these contracts being signed, Dougie Hamilton at $9 million is not the horrible contract that many of you believe it is. It's not. He brings a lot to the table for a team he could go to. Power play one quarterback, right-handed shot. He has value, and so they shouldn't just give him away, and I don't think they would, aside from the pain of losing him. But wow, it's a lot to think about. We'll keep an eye on this as it develops, obviously. I'm hoping he stays, but if they can improve the team by moving him, I'm not against it, but I just think Dougie has not gotten the love and appreciation he should from the fans. I will always love and appreciate Dougie for his contributions to this team starting from when he signed here as a free agent, you know, the playoff series against the Rangers and lots of other things afterwards, but we'll see. Said a lot in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Anything, everything New Jersey Devils hockey, just throw it out there in the comments. I enjoy talking to all of you. I have some development camp coverage on the channel. Check out the playlist. I'll put the link in the description. I have a vlog from it. I have the full scrimmage and the shootout. I just put up a feature video on Jacob Malik, an exciting goaltending prospect for the Devils. And I'll have a bunch of these coming out in the next few days or so. So more of that to come. Just keep your eye on the development camp playlist on the channel. But that's it, guys. The offseason continues. Hopefully we get better, and hopefully we see a much better Devils team in the 25-26 season. But I'll be back soon. Thank you all for watching. I love you all. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go